Hey, y'all. Can't hear anything. Welcome to T.O.L.L Talks. And we are here today with two wonderful ladies in the community who help out with all kinds of stuff with our youth. We got Mercedes and Jasmine here. You ladies go ahead and introduce yourself. Oh, that feels so good.
Oh, not to me.
No, you go. Okay.
Ooh, Jesus.
How y'all doing? Go ahead, y'all.
Tired. People.
Tired? Yes. Beginning of the week. I can't hear me. There we go. There we go. All right. Perfect. So, everybody, we have two ladies here who, like I said, are prominent ladies in the community who make sure that they look out for our youth. They are in the courts, they are in the schools, they are answering the phone when we need phone calls on who's going to be able to show up and show out for our youth. These ladies have information on how it is that we are able to move and in the school system and, like I said, in the court. So if you have any questions, please feel free to comment. Please ask them whatever it is that you may need to ask. We have we have a lot of people who are being taken advantage of because they are unaware of how to do certain things and not aware of what opportunities are offered to our youth. And again, these are two young ladies who work hands on and are able to assist. So we're gonna first start with, first introduce ourselves. Most people know who you are, but for those who don't, go ahead, Jazz. I don't know who you is.
I'm Jasmine.
And Miss Mercedes. They ain't even gonna let you go live.
So rude.
You on your page? Okay. So again, go ahead. Mercedes, let everybody say hi to the people.
Oh, hey people,
there
Mercedes.
There we go. All right, so I guess we could start with something simple like the school system. I was actually just talking to a client of mine before I got here. She works in the colleges, and she was just talking about how our youth are not informed. Our juniors and seniors aren't informed of the things that they can take advantage of. She worked in like the financial aid and stuff, and it was just, she was bringing it to my attention about all of the different things that the programs that our youth aren't even aware that they can take advantage of to help them out financially, or how they are misguided with prices of school being this, and it, you know what I mean? It's more expensive than what they think. Or, hey, you take this class and you'll be able to do everything. But if you take a higher advanced class, they don't tell you that, you know what I mean? The price of certain things will be more, So I just feel like, how is it, do you think that we could, that we'll be able to educate our youth about what's going on? What y'all think we could do?
As far as college?
Yeah, like, I know college isn't for everybody. For those who do feel like they want to go on and, go on to college, how can we reach out to our youth and let them know, like, hey, you gotta, it's more to just a scholarship. It ain't just everything is free. You know what I'm saying? What do y'all think we could say certain things to certain people, or like start up a group, or how do we inform our youth that college isn't all bad?
I really don't. This is so rude. I apologize. I don't know why my phone is ringing like this. So what we do in the summertime with the summer youth kids that we have, we didn't get a chance to do it this past summer, but we usually do it. We do tours of the colleges that are around Western New York. So they get the feel of Buff State, UB, Madai, when Madai was still Madai, Canisius, ECC, Bryan and Stratton. So if you think about all those colleges, they handle things different. Bryan and Stratton is a private college you actually have to pay for. It's actually more expensive than going to a SUNY college, which is a state university of New York. So if you go to college as a youth in the city of Buffalo, I believe you have to stay here so many years afterwards, um, after getting a degree. But it's not actually free either.
The say yes thing.
I don't know about Say Yes. I can't say anything about Say Yes because I know nothing about them besides their name. But as far as dealing with the colleges, directly through the colleges, say no guidance counselor, no anything, you're trying to get to college. That was the best way we started doing with our 16 and 17-year-olds, taking them to the different colleges that were around here to see if they were even interested. Like a lot of people go to college right after high school and they're actually not ready. Yeah. So our generation definitely was the generation that dealt with the student loans. They won't have to deal with that so much per se like we did, but yeah, that definitely has our generation in the chokehold.
Definitely, and that's part of what some of the things that she was talking about is how we don't know what we're getting into. We so young, you know what I'm saying? You don't even know if you're going to be able to financially keep up with, or even if the what you decide to major in is something that you're actually going to. A lot of people go to college all those years, acquire debt, and don't even work in the field that they decided to spend all this money in. You know what I'm saying?
And another situation that I had going to college young was I was offered a lot of credit cards when I opened up bank accounts. Mm-hmm. So we weren't, and I actually went to Lafayette and was in the Academy of Finance program. But what I do know is that we don't teach enough financial literacy to our children. We need more programming as far as spending and budgeting and everything.
That's a fact.
So they offer you these things at 18, 19 years old. Your brain isn't even fully developed till 25. So now when credit is most important to you and you're trying to get a car or a home, and now you have all this debt that you weren't even taught about at all. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even what you anything you want to add? Even I also feel like, what about one? I feel college isn't for everybody. My son is who showed me that. I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to be the mother of I wanted my son to go to Atlanta to college. My dream was my son was gonna go to a black college, and I was gonna be the mom that was out there. He was gonna be on the step team, and I was gonna be representing, and that's what we was gonna do. But he said to me, he was like, "Mom, I want to go to trade school. I want to get paid for what I do. I'm gonna go to college and I don't want to go to college." And I was like, "Boy, you're gonna go to college. You're gonna be the first one on both sides to go to college and graduate." And he had to explain to me. He was like, "Mom, college ain't for everybody, and college definitely ain't for me. That ain't what I want to do. I want to go learn to work, and then I want to get paid for what I'm doing." And I was like, "Yeah, that's what you go to college for. You learn how to go to school." He was like, "Mom, no, it's not. What I want to do, I can't go to school and I can't learn that. They're gonna, they want me to do academics and this, that, and the other, and I want to learn how to master my trade."
Right.
I was like, wow, you know what I mean? Again, it's a way that my child was teaching me. I was just ready to be, I was ready to be excited, but I wasn't even thinking about, I had never once asked him what he wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And again, just to know that college is not for everyone. And he was like, "Mom, I don't want to go to school. I'm not prepared for a teacher to tell me this what I gotta do and I have to have it handed in on this time." He was like, "Mom, I'm not that kind of kid. I don't do my work like that. I'm gonna need somebody to help." You know what I mean? Again, it make you rethink. Are we even equipping and preparing our children for where we want to send them off to? And I'm like, that, I don't know why this keep coming up. I don't know. It's a lot of us, especially in the inner city, who our kids do decide to go to college, but we aren't preparing them at home to go out into the world and be in a place where it's really all on you. College is nothing like high school. You know what I'm saying? They don't take you hand in hand and teach you for this class. And when you're not handling it, you got to do this. You got to just be ready to handle it yourself. You get bills coming in, they coming to you. You got to decide to go to financial aid. You got to do this. You got to, you know what I'm saying? A lot of our youth are not ready for that. And I just kind of feel like we're in the middle of it. Do you, as parents and as adults, how do we say, where do we grab the kids and be like, okay, you're right, college isn't for you. So where are we going to, what is your next steps? You know what I'm saying? How do y'all think we as adults could reach in and not really deter them, but find out if, you know, since this isn't something that you want to do, how do we push you to the next step of something in your life? Okay, you don't want to go to college, you want to be a business owner. Let's get you a business plan together and start putting the right steps in it for you to do such and such. Or, you know what I mean? Maybe you just want to, again, because being a business owner isn't for everyone either, you know? But how do we begin to filter our children off to the right, you know, to build them in the right direction if it's not college?
For me, the only way we can do anything as far as with that specific youth, because everybody's not the same, is actually hearing what they want to do. So if you have a child so we have youth that didn't want to go to college, but they hustle. We didn't want them to hustle. So we found programs in the city that were like Youth Build or like Northland Corridor. So they would have other options like trades and different things. Now, what they don't realize is through those trades, as far as with Northland Corridor, it's through Alfred State College. So even though you're not necessarily in a classroom, a regular setting, it's more of a hands-on. Some people learn hands-on. If you know that, then this is where you send them. I remember maybe it was like the 8th grade or something like that. It was like a test you took, and it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it would figure out like your strengths and weaknesses. And by the end of it, it would tell you like what type of careers would fit based off of these answers. They need to bring that back, because with that, you would know each individual child's need, or based off of how they learn, they can do this based off of the fact that they speak a lot. They can be public speakers, they can be attorneys, they can be this. They're good with their hands, so they would do electric. Maybe they would be a mechanic, anything like that. So you would have to just know the child too.
Well, like the programs that you were just saying, I've never heard of them. How do we get those programs? Like some of this stuff is kind of, if you know, you know, if you don't, you don't. Or you got to be in a situation where you guided to these programs. How do you know what I mean?
That's kind of how it goes. Like knowing somebody that knows somebody, and they happen to say, "Hey, I know you work with youth, so this is going on. Do this." Or that's usually how I find out things. It's not like there's I don't know.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. For most adults and parents, there isn't a list or a sheet that say, okay, my baby not doing good in school, I should send them. What's the all most people know about is, okay, you're not doing good in school, you're not handling this, I guess you should go to Job Corps. You know what I'm saying? How do we, you know what I mean, like give more of the options to the people who don't know? You know what I mean? Like we've come into a society where everything is Google. There's not a Google or a, you know, nothing we can say. Where do I say, Siri, where do I send my kid when they being bad in school? Hey, Siri, what should I do if I want to teach my kid to be better and try to, you know what I mean? Like,
I just recently did that for one of my youth. I didn't know they needed GED information. I posted it on social media. I got so many different responses to different programs and different things. So
also, real life, if it wasn't for Shakenya,
it's
mad stuff I wouldn't know about, because she posts everything. So she posts anything that is going on in that month specifically. She puts it on social media. She
shout out to Shakenya.
She posted it. So MVP has this thing called Band. It's similar to Facebook, but it's like specifically for MVP. Anything that's going on in the community, if you want to find out, you go right on there and you can see what's going on for that week because she's posted. So
she has another group.
She's
also.
Definitely dope with
with the resources.
Yes.
And yes, she is. Shakenya, shout out to you because you definitely do. I tell her all the time, you need to get with the people, whoever is in charge of the networking. You need to be the top networker.
Yeah, she's an underdog. I don't think she gets the respect that she deserves.
No, she does not.
But she does do a lot of things. She's always
and
one
she
that
on the
shows
low
up to help and assist for free at all times. She never asks for anything.
Nothing. All she wants is a ride.
Hey,
that's all my girl wants is a ride.
You can get me there. I got you.
And I'm representing.
She will be there from the beginning all the way into the end.
Yes, she will.
She may have somebody else's kids with her.
Yep.
But she coming.
Yes, she
so yeah,
is.
Shout out to her too. But she's actually how I find out about a lot of stuff because it's not like we had that. So that
is a fact.
That's definitely this year I've been back. I can just go and find out through her.
That is a whole fact. I think something is going on with Hey Jay, because I don't think we are live.
It says live.
Yeah, it says it, but somebody is hitting me up asking what's going on, and you see that screen keep coming up saying that we going out.
Oh.
So I don't know. But
is it a way you can tag our pages to the live?
Yes.
I don't want my phone to die. People just keep calling, so I just put it on Do Not Disturb because that's like really annoying.
My signal keep going out.
Yeah, it's the Tri-Main Center.
Can you open that for me? Hey Jay.
They keep picking me off my line.
Sorry guys, I think we having technical issues. If you can hear us, we appreciate it. But we just trying to fix it just in case you cannot. I don't know. Yeah, it says we're live. Something keeps popping up saying we're not live, and I just got 2 calls asking what happened. I don't know. They keep on saying that the Facebook is unable to stream, but it does say that we're still live. So I don't know. But so I guess we're gonna move on for a second. I don't know. See, all this normally don't do that.
I have my contacts in, so I can't see anything.
Okay, so maybe not. I don't know. Maybe we working. So yeah, I guess we is. Respect. Good evening. Hello there. Black Ice, appreciate you. Black Ace, I'm sorry, Lord, I can't read today. What in the world? Excuse me. Thank you. But yeah, so I guess we're gonna move on. How about we switch up and talk about something else? How important it is to be in the community. How, you know what I mean? Like a lot of the youth would be lost without 2 young ladies like y'all advocating, making sure that they could get a lot of things done back in school and work, and you know what I'm saying? How do you ladies feel like if y'all did not go to work for a week, a lot of youth would miss out on a lot of opportunities?
They've told us.
How about what got y'all into helping? Jazz, you go first. You're so quiet over here. She is not quiet neither.
What got me in? My god sister told me one day, quit my other job. I was with her. Said, come with me. And this is what I've been doing for over 2 years ever since.
You just quit and came.
I didn't know what I was doing.
See there?
She just said, come with me.
Now that's different. That's what's up. And you just said, you know what, I like it. I like helping the kids. I'm gonna stick this out.
It's worth it now. It's 2 years in.
Yeah, see the difference you can make. I had the kids on the show last week and they were talking about what I'm gonna do. What just little old me, one person. I'm like, one person can do a lot.
Oh, that's their favorite.
One person could do a lot. Cause shoot, I sometimes I be saying to myself, little old me, what I'm gonna do, but when the kids say to you, oh, thank you so much, or I wouldn't know what to do if you weren't there to help me and stuff like that, that is so dope. That is that may bring a different feeling over you. You know what I mean? Or kids that you see that's lost in a situation and you just want to help. It's so many kids out here going through bad situations, things that I didn't even know existed in life with the youth.
Yeah, they have all types of situations. You never know what they're going through. They could be acting out because they're hungry. They can be acting out because they ain't get no sleep. There's multiple reasons.
I act out when I'm hungry and I don't get any sleep. Just
Or,
saying.
or being abused. Like, do y'all know that movie, The Colored Girls? Every time, okay, so I watched that movie 3 times in my life. The first time I watched it,
Janet Jackson and her husband.
yes.
Okay, yeah, that was.
That's a doozy.
Yeah.
The first time I watched that movie, I'm like, Tyler Perry gets on my nerves.
I don't really care for his movie.
Yeah, but let me tell you what, I wasn't a fan until one day. Second time I watched it, whatever. Third time I watched it was like 2 weeks ago. And at first it watched me because I wasn't feeling good. I was just in the bed. It was what was playing. It was real low. And I was listening to it. And I'm like, oh, this is what I want. But I didn't have enough energy to change to something else. So after a while, I was just listening to it. I just rolled over and started watching it. And I was watching it from a different angle, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I was watching it and actually paying attention to what the people were going through. And I'm like, at first, I always looked like, he always making Black people out to look bad. We ain't got it that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then the reality hit, like, some people do go through these things.
He make movies about touchy stuff that happens behind closed doors that nobody really discusses.
Right. And what made me really, really, really pay attention to this movie was, again, because I saw it before and I knew what happened, but when Janet Jackson was crying, after he dropped the kid, they were all in the hospital and stuff, and she said, what's wrong with me? That this lady been working for me for 8 years and I had never knew this was happening to her. And I'm like, dang, that's deep. Could you imagine working with or living with somebody or just being around somebody for 8 years and never ask them, how was your day? Why you so sad and quiet? What's wrong with you? You know what I mean? That shows, again, what type of person you are, that you don't even care for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You see that she moving, jittery and everything, but you can't yourself care enough to ask. I remember I was facilitating this parent thing at my daughter's school, and I used to always try to get the parents in and whatnot. And this lady was telling us like how to get the parents in, and I'm telling her, I'm like, we need to start asking the lady that come and drop her baby off in her pajamas all of the time. That's the lady that we need to invite to stuff like this, because it's obvious that, you know what I mean, something's going on. Either she's rushing or she don't got time, or, you know what I mean? We need to start asking the people that look like they need a program to help them out with parenting. And again, like sometimes I just feel like we as adults judge a situation instead of opening the door to a situation. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like we could offer help all the time and a lot of stuff that we don't. You know what I mean? Of course, not just us personally, but I'm just saying, like, as adults, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things that we could fix that we walk past and don't pay no attention. That building was filled with a bunch of women going through something and nobody assisted with nothing. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. And it even went even deeper with Whoopi Goldberg and her 2 daughters. You know what I mean? The situation right there. Like, again, that's happening in every household where sisters don't care about one another. How can you have a sibling that you don't care if they live or die? You know what I'm saying?
I have a sibling that I don't care if they live or die. And I still go out every day and help the community. I'm being honest. We're having an honest conversation. I wanted some food, so just in case we talked about certain stuff, I can just eat. So I wouldn't say nothing. But it's 8 billion people in this world. And people be forgetting that, like, so let's talk about Christians, for instance. I don't care if anybody's asking me. But let's talk about Jesus, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus' whole crew was criminals. He had tax collectors, he had liars, cheaters, whatever. When he stepped in the room, he was outspoken. Jesus said things that other people didn't like all the time. He made people feel uncomfortable, but he spoke his truth and he stood on it. He didn't care for everybody, and everybody didn't care for him. So he left them over there and left them over there, and it was over there. It's not necessarily I don't care if you live or die, but I'm too focused over here. So in all reality, I don't care if you live or die. But I'm still gonna help others and do what I do, and you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I always look at it, because I am one to get judged for being so outspoken and being the way that I am. And I'd be like, do people read the Bible? Because Jesus act like this too. He just didn't cuss. I cuss. But he acted the same. He had friends that were criminals and felons, and he loved them nonetheless. And he trusted them, unfortunately, with his life. I would never do the same based off of his story. However, he had his crew of people that he dealt with. The only thing is, like, to me, that I felt like, because, Jesus was allegedly perfect, I just felt like he was supposed to see these niggas. I mean, he was supposed to see those guys. We sit at a table. Maybe it's because of Jesus, though. And we know that story. We've read it. But we sit at a table, even if we're sitting at a table with 12, if 2 of them not right, we're going to fill the table and know they're not right. Oh, yeah, he did too, because he told them.
Yes, he did. I was just about to say, he called it right out. Yes.
So he called it out. So, yeah, we like Jesus. I just ain't nailed to the cross, and I appreciate not being nailed to the cross. However, people be forgetting that Jesus was regularly like us too. You know what I'm saying? He did a lot of work. If we were to write a story in the Bible like Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, we would add to the Bible because we do those same godly things. We just do it in other ways. Mary Magdalene. Remember her? Mm-hmm. She was a hoe. Mm-hmm. Nobody talks about it, but I feel like because them was his mans, they left that part of the story out that was like Jesus' little piece. I'm sorry, pastors might not want to talk about this, but if you actually read the Bible,
not that was Jesus' piece.
You gotta think he was a female. She was a female that warned Jesus about his mans. 9 times out of 10, when a woman does that, it's because they're so tight connected to that man.
No, we is not going to.
I'm not saying it's true, but we read a book, and none of us were there. That's all I'm saying.
I get it. Because we ain't about to act like, okay.
I'm just saying we weren't there, so we don't know the full story. But I know Mary Magdalene was a female that put Jesus down on his man. And if I do that to a man, usually I'm sleeping with the man. Or I wouldn't be putting them down unless it's a sibling. And they would have said in the Bible that they were siblings. They didn't say any of that. They made it known what her title was and how she was moving foul. But they didn't talk about she was pretty loyal. She didn't line Jesus up. She let them know. So that's it. I didn't eat because I was trying to get here on time. I didn't eat.
I should have brought you a Snickers. No, that's something to think about. That's something to think about.
That has nothing to do with you or what we do in the community, but I read and I be battling as far as with going to church and bringing our youth into the church based off of how I'm looking at stuff and just being judged. And it's hard I pay rent in my house right here, right? Mm-hmm. Why would I want to get up and get dressed to go get ridiculed around the corner? I would just stay home. I'm an adult and I think like that. So when we think about our kids that are not spiritually in tune, that they don't have certain morals because God is removed, well, the generations before them haven't walk the walk and talk the talk, where we were taught not to question God or adults. They question everything they see in life.
That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
So for those that are looking like, why is she talking like? I deal with youth all day long. You'd be surprised the conversations that we have that makes you think about things in a different light.
Aspect. Yes.
So we were once, we were to be seen, not heard, and we just say okay. But we had questions as children that we didn't ask. Because we were that generation, we kind of broke that generational curse with our children. And they talk about everything and they question everything. And religion is something they question all the time. Especially,
I have billions of questions about religion.
we do.
I can't wait.
And history.
I can wait, Lord. I can wait. But I can't wait until Bible class in the after or the question time is able to ask. Because I got some things that I feel like that can't get answered until we get to the pearly gates. Because I just really have, since I was a little girl, I've always wanted to know who the third person was. We say Adam and we say Eve, and then who? They had a baby. Who was the second woman? That's what I want to know. Who was the second woman for this creation to continue?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Who was the second woman on the planet?
I mean, based off the book, it seems
Based
like
off
it's a
the
lot
book,
of chapters
it was
missing.
Yeah, because based off the book, they had 2 sons.
Mm-hmm.
So where was the second woman that helped create?
Yo.
You said that they had 2 sons, and I was getting ready to say something.
I was about to say the sons just slept with your mama again.
But I was
Yeah, man, we could go all day on we ain't gonna take it religious, man, because it's everywhere. It's all over the board. But that's just a question I've always had. And
I've never thought about that too.
No, I got some mind woes. Like this one here, that's gonna have you like, so Jesus was smashing.
Go read about Mary Magdalene again. I'm telling you.
I
And the
definitely.
different conversations her and Jesus had. You don't just have those type of conversations as a man, even if she was deemed a paid whore or whatever in the Bible. They still always have some man that they trust and that was Jesus. So no, we're not going to say he was pimping her because they made it known who Mary Magdalene was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So then what was his connection? Not just that he wanted to save her, he was saving everybody. What was that connection?
Mm-hmm.
Period. Nobody talks about it.
Well, what's your wild wonder of the Bible? No, you just like, oh, they was right. I also, okay, so we're gonna move on from that. Listen, I got a couple. I'm telling you, I got a couple. But we're gonna move on from the religious part of the situation. So what about how we can link our so a couple of weeks ago we had one of the teenagers say that a way that they feel that they be able to get, I forgot what exactly we were talking about. But he said that the youth felt like they needed that boxing would be a way for them to, release some of that stress versus always fighting and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, that would be great. I've come across, because I've been asking, it's a couple of places that offer boxing. And what he said was, it's places that offer these things for us, but we kids and we ain't got no money. And that makes all the sense in the world too. Because it is programs for the kids to go get into, but what happened when you don't got the responsible mother who gonna sign the permission slip, or the father, or somebody who can't even afford to put you in a program or get you back and forth because it's over here in a good neighborhood and you live over here, and you know what I mean? Like, it is so many things, barriers that sometimes block our youth, and they have to resort to, you know what I mean, doing the wrong thing, or, you know, not making the best decision, that now they can't get help until they're in a situation where we got to call you to help them out. Hey, come help
That's
this
the
kid in
unfortunate
court.
part, that a lot of times they don't get certain resources and even get into certain programs unless they've been in trouble first and they've been referred through the Department of Probation or the juvenile justice system. And I think that makes absolutely no sense. You've had parents that have been crying out, they removed pens. So parents that have been crying out for their kids, the new bail reform. So let me tell you, because I was one of the ones that fought for bail reform. Bail reform was not for these kids to run around and steal kids. Bail reform for me, why I fought for it, was for Black and brown people that were going to jail, being having these high bails that shouldn't actually be in jail for these crimes. These are crimes that they should have technically been on IR for. They're not violent crimes. They're not any of that, because our jails are being crowded during COVID. Mm-hmm. That was what bail reform was for. The loophole was the youth. Why they haven't been back to repeal this and try to fix it now that they know it's a problem makes no sense. Because usually when things are broke, you try to fix it. Unless there's a loophole in regards to funding, because what a lot of people don't realize is this, we get a lot of anti-violence money. Yep. We don't get youth funding. So we don't have actual money to fund our youth. The violence in the city funds our youth, which makes no sense. But guess what? As long as there's violence, there's money. So the only way we get money is if there's violence. Yeah. That is the way of the world. Yeah. And until the system is broke down and changed, that right there is just never going to change. The only thing we can do as a community is build how our ancestors once did. They were once more unified. There weren't gatekeepers.
There's actually a few things that we could do. And the most important thing that we can do is get involved. It's a lot of things that we could do, like especially as far as just the educational part. Mm-hmm. It is so many parents who look at their phone and see that's a robocall and don't answer it.
I'm one of the parents.
But see, you already in the system and know more than likely probably why they calling you. I'm talking about the parent who don't have no clue on what's going on in the system with the kids at all. Sometimes them calls is saying, hey, you a parent, we having a meeting at City Hall about X, Y, and Z, and we need you to come down here and voice your opinion and help us out.
And school system right quick. So parents usually work the hours of 9 to 5, 8 to 4, 7 to 3. So having a meeting at like 1 noon because it fits everybody in the room schedule doesn't really help the community, because the community can't show up because they have to work to pay their bills. There are meetings, and for me, I don't know. I'm going to just call a spade a spade. A community can't voice their opinion if they're not there, right? Yeah. So a lot of times for me, I feel like certain things are scheduled at certain times so people intentionally can't be there. Yes, and if that is not the case for anybody that's watching that, then prove me wrong and start scheduling this during times that parents and children can be there. Because in order for the school system's gap to really be bridged, it's going to take the parent, the student, and the faculty, administration. It's going to the higher ups, security, Buffalo SRO officers, everybody involved. So when a youth, so let's just take one youth that's fighting, we're going to call him John Doe. John Doe goes to a Buffalo public school, high school. He has great grades, but he is constantly getting suspended. When he is coming to school, he's coming to school around lunchtime only. He's constantly getting in fights. Okay, well, the first thing you want to do is sit before just suspending him, right? You can suspend a kid all day for fighting. But if you're not having a restorative circle and sitting these parents and these children down at the same time where everybody is on the same page, it's never going to work. You're going to keep suspending. They're going to keep coming back. They're going to keep having the same issues and nothing's going to be resolved. Yes, you're going to have a bunch of parents that are going to not want to come, blah, 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 blah. Well, your child is a threat to the school and you cannot, per the code of conduct, he cannot come into the school until you have a hearing. That's how you deal with those. Now you have the ones that have to come and they have to sit down at the round table. I think a part of the problem is almost a fear. We have these same parents, that's my generation, that are pulling up to train stations and schools and with their kids to fight. No faculty or staff went to college and owe student loans to come and be security. They are there to teach your children, and they can't teach your children because there's a bunch of other barriers. I'm in the schools, I see the other barriers. The teachers do the best that they can do. They are there to teach. They are not there to be security. They are not there to be a therapist. Sometimes they have to. If they have a child that just came in at 10:30 that won't get off their cell phone and have that attitude because there's no food at their house, but they don't know this yet. They just know that they have 20 kids in this classroom that they need to teach, and the curriculum needs to be this, and the majority of them are failing. So I need people to think about that, because these are actual live time scenarios of things that are going on in the schools, why the attendance rate is so low, and why they're failing.
This is all the way facts. I just want to say that I listen to those robocalls, and right now my kids don't attend Buffalo Public Schools, but I used to attend, and a lot of those meetings do happen on Saturday mornings. And I've been to a couple of them. They also have them virtual for parents who can't attend the meetings. And virtual probably isn't the word. What is it when you can just listen? They have it when you can listen and like say your message over the thing, and they'll read it. But they do have ways. I'm guessing that parents, complained about exactly that. But I just feel like, again, even simple stuff like when the neighborhoods have meetings and we meeting at the library and we trying to do this, that, in the neighborhood. Everybody has something to say about what's going on, but nobody is actually doing anything about what's going on because they're not going out to these places. And again, it's strength in numbers. If we leave it to the people that's the higher ups and everything, because we not going out to, to comment or to have our say about what's happening here, then you're not gonna, I don't think, it's saying we live, but I'm not sure because they can't watch it and nobody has come on.
Yeah, usually show when people are coming on, and it hasn't.
And that's what he's saying. I can't get on. They keep on saying that. It's 4 minutes in.
You might have to end it and start it all over again, unfortunately.
This is crazy.
Nope, it says was live.
All right.
Yeah, it says was live.
Hey, Jay. Can you open that again? Hey,
So
Jay.
It looks like you've been offline this whole time.
Yeah, that's what everybody keeps saying.
It says your live is only 9 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna delete this live, and we just have to do another one.
We ain't been on live this whole time.
All this time.
Your live is only 9 minutes and 30 seconds.
Jay.
So when you went offline, you really went offline.
Yeah, when that message popped up. Great. Great. Just great. Yeah, we ain't been online for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, you're online. You just got this.
No, it says the live.
If
If you go up on the page now, it
everybody
says
be texting me saying they can't
the
get
live
the
video was only 9 minutes and 30 seconds. It stopped recording 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, so like I said, it's online. It's just not on Facebook. So what you have to do is click on control.
Yeah, that's what keep popping up.
And then, you click it. Actually, before we do this, here, click this remove.